So this is the Jesus Twins. If you've never heard of them, I don't blame you.
The Jesus Twins were this era's version of the Island Boys.
Yes.
They were just like, we're so charismatic that we deserve to be famous.
But you guys are already having rock star attitudes and you haven't done anything yet.
So what they did was they showed up to the Howard Stern show with all their stuff, flew across the country because they're from LA, and demanded to be on the show.
Music will wind up on the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Howard Stern had a movie coming out, Private Parts, and he had a soundtrack, and it was pretty killer. And they wanted the presses to stop, and they wanted to be on the soundtrack.
Yeah, Howard Stern had the #1 radio show, the #1 album soundtrack, and the #1 movie all in the same week.
The song yet?
The egos on these guys, they think they're better than LL Cool J, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Rob Zombie.
He's no good either.
They all suck.
Perry Farrell.
Right. Jane's Addiction.
Here's your song.
You know Corey Feldman, how we're like, hey, we're not really dissing him as a person, blah, blah, blah. He seems like a great guy. He seems like he's really trying. This is the opposite. This is anti-Corey Feldman.
Corey's way better than this. He has talent, not always music talent, but Corey Feldman has talent, like dancing and the vibe. And
Don't say
yeah, he's still a better dancer than me. And acting, of course.
Acting.
These guys have nothing.
Nothing. This is so they came back, okay? So they listened to the song, didn't get on the soundtrack, and then they came back with all this gear. They rented a ton of gear, they brought bodyguards, and then they demanded to come back up and play. And Howard obliged them.
The Jesus Twins are not pampered children. They're not rich snobs. They work their ass off to get to the point that they're at. I personally, along with my company and other investors,
He looks insane.
putting time and patience in the building their career.
Right.
I personally, as
How
is
long
already,
do you think it's going to take?
I would say 7 to 14 days at this point. I want to make it very clear that
That's not many
at
more
this
days.
point,
This is not a joke.
It's so delusional.
record label company that is ready to sign
Name 'em.
the Jesus Twins. I can't legally. You're putting me in a position right now
Right.
that could put me into a lot of legal trouble.
He's a big record company guy. He calls in, offers you guys a record contract.
Yeah, Harvey Leeds actually called up and said, hey, I'm kind of interested. Oh,
What are you, a vice president, Harvey?
Right, correct.
He's a vice president of Epic
And he wants to show.
He wants to go
send
see your
someone.
band and he wants to check you guys out, and you're turning him down.
Yes.
Wow.
I hope they have good luck on the wrestling circuit.
We just rejected you, douchebag.
You do not.
because they had bands like Bush and others on their label or whatever.
Yeah, who's ever heard of... Oh, yeah, everyone's heard of that.
Just play the
Just aim your
freaking song
guns at
already.
us.
What
We're
song?
wasting time. We're ready to perform.
What song are you?
My ubiquity.
Yeah.
We are ready to perform.
Yeah, but let me say
The band
something.
is getting impatient.
First of all,
I don't want to miss it, but there was one point where one of them yells out, I am the innovator of music.
believe in you, right? They believe that you're going to be the next.
That's the band. Like, the band's real. They met them somewhere and paid
You
them.
can hire a band.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Right.
That we have people in Los Angeles, we have people in Chicago.
Now let's get the damn instruments here.
All right.
Auditioning.
So angry.
I know.
So mad.
I've done several radio interviews. This is not how they go. They're saying everything they could possibly say to never make it in the music business.
Right. This is the background.
Listening is my paramount value, which brings me to another important note.
Right.
You see,
His eyes are crazy.
Yeah.
Howard.
It's like he saw somebody else successfully manage a band, and he thought that the band didn't matter. It's just the steps that you went through managing it. Like, you hire the instruments, and you hire the musicians, and you get on the TV shows, and you pay for this.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right. And that's how you make a band successful.
So I want to hear what your thoughts are, because you said Corey Feldman is a better dancer than you, so that makes him a good dancer.
Corey's a better dancer than these guys.
Like, they can't have mics because they have to have the mouth mics because they're doing this.
Right.
But to be fair to the crew, they weren't expecting to do this. These guys brought all that gear and stuff. None of this was set up.
Oh yeah, and you can't do a performance like that. You need, you need angles set up, and this is not. This is bananas that they even let them do this.
The only thing saving this group is that they hired a professional band.
Right.
No. Look.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, pan down.
What? What? What?
He's still hopping.
What?
It's a frog thing. You know, Stern is speechless.
Is this like Andy Kaufman performance
No,
art where you like
dude.
try to be bad on purpose?
They are real. They do this for like a decade. They change their style, but they are legit trying.
Oh, it's so bad. They know that during this part they do that for a little while and then they improvise.
Yes. Then I'll do this, and I'll do this.
They're focusing on him fixing his glasses and everything.
Why not? What is that? See, I don't blame Corey Feldman for being like seeing something like this and going, I can do that.
Right.
Now, guys, how do you feel afterwards? Where's Gary with the wireless?
Ready to go again.
You ready to go again? Wow.
Go where?
They're not ready. They're wasted after one song. They're
Yeah,
like out of shape.
They are really tired.
You know, Taylor Swift does that for like 3 hours a night.
They're out of breath.
Right.
As you should be, but not that.
No, you should not be. You should have been practicing. You should be able to do this for 90 minutes.
You're right. I would be out of breath, but I'm not.
If you're a singer and a dancer, you have to be able to sing and dance for a whole performance, not for one song.
When you say it like that,
I've known them for 4 years.
You have.
He was our old voice coach.
He's your voice
4 years
coach.
ago.
You happy with your students? They're doing good?
At first they employed me. Now they're employing me. You answer that one.
Right, I see. Well, okay.
Howard, can you hand me one of those waters?
Yeah.
he's still out of breath and tired.
He crashed.
There's the manager.
Our audience, at this point, the general public
He is super out of breath.
will be transformed as far as listening to a new trend. It's a crossover thing. John, take control. Crossover thing. Right now. You get it to John. John.
All right. Now, what was the question again? Can you... No, just
Sorry, you are.
one of the beautiful aspects about this group is that it's multiracial. It's very rare that you'll find a multiracial group. Secondly,
Well, how
it's
many
very
races in the group?
melodious.
How many races are in the group?
Two.
There are two.
There are two, right.
But it's still.
I say that's biracial.
That's a biracial group.
But it's also very melodious, and after listening to this, everybody that desecrates the vision and the image of the Jesus Twins because of obnoxious behavior learned a very important lesson today.
What's
that?
that?
The Jesus Twins are for real, that I am not mentally insane for taking these guys on.
I'm pretty sure when you have to announce that you're not mentally insane.
This
because
is
of
what our manager would say about this channel.
I would love to have him.
You know, I've been managing Back to the Sofa for 4 years now, and I am not mentally insane for investing all of my money into this.
Why do we do this? John, take over. Take over, John. Take over. Biracial.
Twins have been discovered thanks to you.
Biracial.
Please, band members, let's give Howard Stern a round of applause.
Oh, thank you.
Look at the
He even
clap.
claps insane. I love this guy.
He's
From a
gotta be
distance.
doing an Andy Kaufman thing.
They're not, dude.
Oh my god.
He's been interviewed in the recent past and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's all real.
I'm concerned.
Believe me, I've followed this for years.
so bad. They can't sing. Their style is not in touch with the current popular music. They're not good dancers. That crawling on the ground was bananas. Their manager is absolutely, if not mentally insane, clinically insane, or possibly criminally insane.
But he said he wasn't.
It's not.
Milli Vanilli was 7 years before this. Like, that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah.
That music.
I got to step in here, Steve, for a second. You're being awfully tough. What is your critique of the band? Never mind where they're going to perform.
Well, Howard, I think they're very good, but my concern.
What? What?
Take them to the marketplace.
Did you say good or different?
Good.
Do you think they could find an audience?
I have business partners right now affiliated with Motown, affiliated with Spielberg's company.
What?
Without sounding arrogant,
Go ahead.
I don't know if you can.
Go ahead.
ostentatious,
That's what got you here.
I believe our debut album
Go ahead.
will break all records,
Really?
including Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
And
It's important to believe in yourself.
we're excited about Alanis.
It absolutely is. And you have to have a certain level of confidence and just self-awareness in order to put yourself out there. But you can have too much.
Every emotion.
And that's what this looks like.
Can I just say, without sounding arrogant,
That I'm going to be bigger than Thriller.
Plan to have a record label cut within the next 7 to 14 days.
A label cut.
With or without the premiere.
didn't he say 7 to 14 days the last time they were there?
Yeah.
So what happened was, now I did all my research. I'm very proud of it. So what happened was, they called into the Howard Stern show because they couldn't get on again. You know, because it's just, I mean, whether they're real or not, it's a shtick that can get boring on.